project.
Thank you, Samantha, and thank you for all of you for joining us this evening. Great cities aren't born, and cities don't stay great if they don't embrace change, and they don't go through a constant process of reinvention. But change takes courage, great courage, especially from political leadership. And the type of political leaders come along maybe once in a generation that are willing to really push a city forward unafraid into the future. Rio is enjoying that moment right now under the leadership of Eduardo Paes. How long have people been talking about Porto Maravilha for? 50 years, 40 years? Lots of ideas, but not a lot of action. Mayor Paes articulated a vision, and then he went about executing it relentlessly. And the fact of the matter is, whether it's Tishman Speyer's investment in this building or the other projects that we will be doing in the port, we've bet on Rio, we've bet on the port, but we've also bet on Paes. And I am absolutely certain this will be a winning bet. We've been in business in Brazil now for 20 years, and there have been ups and there have been downs, but we have succeeded through the cycles, and I am certain we will be here in another 20 years, and I hope a long time after that. We thank you for the welcome you've given us here in Rio and across the country, and we can't wait for our adventures ahead. And thank you, Mayor Paes, for joining us.
Most global real estate companies in the world. Apart from being perhaps the most beautiful city, how does Rio stand out? What makes Rio different, do you think?
Rio's biggest challenge is also its biggest opportunity, and that's the basic supply constraints. Rio is geographically defined by the sea on one side, by the mountains on the other. So it doesn't have the option of sprawling to satisfy its growth needs, which is why the port project is so critical. The only way for Rio to grow and satisfy the amazing demand for homes, for offices, for all kinds of real estate was to do it within its old city center and to take a part of the city that was used for one purpose and rediscover it and modernize it. Not easy to do, but critical because it will allow Rio to grow in a responsible way and a sustainable way. And so this idea of public-private partnerships that the mayor spoke of here in Rio, it is the absolute only model to get this done. And it's going to take politicians that look past their next election and really think about their legacy. It's going to take developers who think not just about the bottom line, but about the skyline. And it's going to take an unprecedented degree of partnership, which hasn't existed, and I think up to now has impeded the growth of a lot of cities.
When you look at countries to invest in for the first time, what are the things you look for? I mean, what did you see in Brazil?
When we entered Brazil, we saw a young country with extremely strong demographics. We saw a growing economy with extraordinary potential, and we saw a very outdated stock of real estate. So we always look for countries where there is a disparity between the strength of the economy and the quality of the real estate. And a lot has improved since we first entered Brazil, but still in Sao Paulo and Rio, about half of the office buildings don't have central air conditioning. So we think there is going to be an enormous structural movement of companies from older buildings into newer buildings that provide a better footprint for people to grow their own businesses.
Do you see opportunities just in Rio and Sao Paulo, or do you see opportunities in other major Brazilian cities as well?
We are also building a very large project in Brasilia, the new headquarters for Bank of Brazil, and we are very shortly going to be announcing our first project in Belo Horizonte. Whoops, I guess I just announced it. In fact, our partners in Belo Horizonte are here tonight. Where are you guys? They were here.
Stuck in traffic.
Okay. Anyway, this will be our fourth city in Brazil, and we see more ahead in the future.
For the other journalists here,